Here's to letting things happen and all the good things, and love you all. But I don't feel my body, which is nice because I feel like I'm always in so many parts of my body, and it's nice to actually be my consciousness and not just be my pain or my conditions, to just be. Like, the body has the capacity to heal all things, and I just need to let it.
I'm Dr. Anthony Cave, a Stanford and Harvard-trained anesthesiologist and integrative medicine specialist. I'm going to share a challenging case of a gentleman who suffered from 20 years of incapacitating dizziness that led to depression and suicidality, and how his transformation with IV ketamine helped him start a new chapter to his life. This man, named Nicky, spent over a decade bouncing from doctor to doctor without ever getting a satisfactory diagnosis or treatment for his dizziness, but he never stopped advocating for himself. And when he finally met me, I offered him the two most powerful tools I have to help reset our nervous system: IV ketamine and the stellate ganglion block. In this video, Nicky will share his transformation with IV ketamine, and we'll save his stellate ganglion block experience for a different video. But before you watch his experience, remember that while IV ketamine can be so powerful for depression, chronic pain, PTSD, and many other conditions, it is not right for everybody. But they show the powerful neuroplasticity properties that can have far-reaching healing effects throughout our entire body.
My name is Nicky. I'm here mainly to treat and hopefully help my chronic dizziness. I've had that for about 20 years now, and I developed spinal pain symptoms as a kid. In 2005, I got a series of parasites, and so I had chronic nausea. The dizziness skyrocketed. They didn't know what it was from, but they said vestibular migraines, and I just got anxiety, stress, depression, being tired all the time, nauseous all the time. And then in 2013, I was assaulted, and that brought up, trauma from the past, and had a lot of suicidal ideation, kind of like, why bother living if all you feel is pain constantly, and nausea constantly, and dizziness constantly, and fatigue constantly, and pain and head pain. And I would say if I gave one person any of my symptoms, they would fall on the ground, vomit, cry, call 911, be like, I'm dying, what do I do? But I learned to basically get through all of them, but the dizziness just makes it so I can't really live a full life. I'm at home most of the day. Hopefully if I can get some treatment with that, it can make it so I don't have, those thoughts of like, why bother living with this kind of thing. So that's the goal, is to try to get any relief from this, to be able to live a more full life again.
Before we started the medicine with Nicky, I spent a few hours helping him prepare for the altered state of consciousness that we experience with ketamine. Ketamine is a human anesthetic medicine that alters our perception of consciousness in a way that's similar to how we dream while sleeping at night. In the brain, ketamine increases levels of a powerful molecule called brain-derived neurotrophic growth factor, or BDNF for short. BDNF is like a fertilizer for the brain, brainstem, and spinal cord that helps form new neural connections and heal broken ones. Once Nicky felt ready, we started with his IV. We sprayed the skin with a numbing medicine and used a baby needle, like a pediatric needle, so it was as comfortable as possible going in. We then gave anti-nausea medicine in the IV to help prevent any nausea that might come with the medicine. We attached wireless monitors to his fingers, we got him comfortable with a blanket and eye shades, and Nicky will take it from here.
So yeah, we're about to get started. So right now we got the overhead light. We got the doctor doing their thing, setting it. Boom. So starting the infusion. The nice thing is I can control the chair, and I can press forward, and then I can go back, and then we can get that light off, and then we can get the universe, which is always fun to have. Yeah, so now it feels like we're in the galaxy. Here's to letting things happen, and all the good things, and love you all. Yeah, it's like being in a pond, but you're floating.
Ketamine can be given to patients in many ways, including lozenges, nasal sprays, and IV. IV ketamine is the most rapid-acting, safest, and we believe most effective form. It can take patients into a powerful state of insight. Some call it oceanic boundlessness. Others call it an expansive consciousness. It often gives patients a new perspective on their body and what they're going through. For the majority of patients, it's pleasant and insightful, and most patients prefer privacy during their infusions. We remotely monitored Nicky throughout his infusion and checked in with him from time to time to make sure that he was feeling comfortable and safe.
Even places where I was feeling pain feel like they're their own cloud and they're floating. So it feels like each part of my body is a cloud. And I have a lot of back pain in life in general, and it feels like my back is just its own cloud. And it's light and relaxing and trying to just open. Very comfortable. Yeah, it's very relaxing. When I lie down, I felt an itch, and I felt some pain in my thigh. I was like, oh, I'll have to push my fingers into it and move it around to get the pain out. But it passes. Like, the body has the capacity to heal all things, and I just need to let it. The capacity of our mind and our body is more than we can imagine. So I've done 2 ketamine treatments and 1 block. It's been the biggest change of anything I've done, and it's been so many changes I wasn't even aware I could have done or that I was even intending to have done. Being calmer, less anxiety. For years, it's felt like I've had just my lungs the size of a pea, where I couldn't breathe and I would just seize. Some of the biggest gains so far from the treatments are, there's actually been moments where I felt less dizzy, which has only happened once in the past, like once or twice in the past 20 years. So to have like moments like that where I actually feel the dizziness going down and I'm like, oh, is this what it feels like to see a painting for what it is, and to not feel just constantly the need to, be on guard and to be anxious and stressed and to be wary of the world and where's this next sound coming from or smell, or, is this going to trigger this or that? So to be able to let go of so much, trauma and pain, and to see my conditions in a more positive light, and also to just see my interactions with others in a more positive light, and to have ways to deal with life and with stress and so on, I think has been very, very powerful. With the ketamine infusions, each one has been more powerful than, the thousands of hours I've done of treatments, of, just to be able to fully relax my body and mind.
Nicky's experience shows us that the central nervous system is the orchestra of our body. When parts of it are misaligned or dysfunctional, symptoms can arise anywhere in the body. And the goal of a holistic ketamine experience with an experienced doctor is to help heal the central nervous system so the rest of the body can follow. The goal is not for patients to be receiving ketamine every week for the rest of their lives. Instead, the goal is to use the fewest number of interventions for the greatest and longest lasting benefit. For example, Nicky did just 3 infusions. On average, patients do 6 infusions, and they use the time between their infusions to meet with their therapist to make big gains. For example, patients struggling with depression may tell me that they do years of therapy in just a couple of weeks during their ketamine experience. With that said, while IV ketamine is a powerful tool, no doctor should ever imply that it works for everybody or for all conditions, and that transparency is what patients deserve. If you learned something new from Nicky's experience, please hit the like button and subscribe to keep up with my perspective in medicine. You can learn all about IV ketamine from my other videos, linked below, and you can always visit my website to learn more about my perspective on holistic healing, www.claris-health.com, linked in the description below. And remember, you have more power over your health than you've probably ever been told.